Here we go. Stage 8. 3, 2, 1. So tight. Oh boy. Stay up. Oh, you bitch. Oh, stuck on my fucking leg. Jump. Fucking blowing it, you fucking asshole.
You know, guys, I was just thinking, should I Quentin Tarantino this one again, where I give you the ending at the beginning? This year, a 1200 Scrambler XC came in second place in the modified heavy class. It just wasn't me this time again. I did come in fourth in the modified heavy class, and I came in seventh overall out of over 20 riders in the race, which was pretty good. Want to get one thing out of the way really quick. The Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE is the raddest production motorcycle that I've ever ridden. First thing I did to get ready for this race was I went in and I dialed in all the suspension the best I could before even getting here. So, you know, I set my spring preloads to get my sag a little bit closer to where I want it. This bike's still seriously undersprung for my weight at about 210. I had 4 inches of sag as opposed to 3.5 or 3 1/4, which would have been, you know, right around where you want it for what we're doing here. It's got 10 inches of suspension travel almost, 9.8 front and back, so it's got a fully adjustable suspension, which is nice, so I can go in there and dial it in. The first thing we did was we went to practice day, which was, you know, it's supposed to be an instructional school, but if you show up early and you can make it to the school day, you can go out and you can get some pre-running in and
All your buttons. Mission control is all set.
And get some seat time in the sand, because usually it's hard to find this kind of sand and be able to do this kind of big speed stuff. So we do that on closed roads. So as things start coming together here, you know, check out some of that rally school I did with Bill Conger's class.
You're the first one down this road.
Yeah.
We have not pre-run it,
Okay.
so ride fast, but you shouldn't be at race pace anyway. You should be.
And then after school, we basically go in and we do the race. It was really a great race. You know, I picked up a lot of big speed. One thing, you know, I learned at the rally school was like pushing on your inside hand on the turns and kind of fight it when it wants to jab and knife edge in. So a lot of technique went in the riding. Finally got all the suspension dialed in. I dialed in a little bit more compression on the front. The rear was pretty much where I wanted it. The bike felt really good and balanced. One of the benefits of the 1200 XC is it's got a 2-inch over swing arm, so you've got this tremendously long, not tremendously long, but you know, you got this nice long wheelbase, so when you start putting in inputs, you know, and the bike starts to slide, it's really stable, which was just a really great bonus for that.
Okay, Sandblast Rally 2020. I got 60 miles of shakedown run in. All my suspension settings are dialed in. Hey, thanks, man.
Have a good race.
Yep. Do you need to fill this out? Appreciate all your help.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have liaison for, It's supposed to take us 27 minutes to go 13 miles. That's how that works. So that's how my check-in time and my start time is going to differ from everybody else's. My start time is 8:30, 6:30. I have 27 minutes until my first check-in. How you feeling, Dan? You feeling good? Yeah? I feel really good, surprisingly. Like, usually I'm all discombobulated and messed up, but fine. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. 9.
Yeah, 27 minutes, so.
Oh.
I'm 9:30.
3. 30.
You know, and so how did race day go? Race day really went as good as it could. I had one small little tip over and some soft sand. It cost me 30 seconds. It really didn't change my placing. But once you start racing, you kind of figure things out, like where you want to be and where things are going to be. So you kind of get into like the first 3 stages. You go pretty hard.
As soon as I get my card, I leave in 25 seconds. 21, 3, 2. Coming up on my Colson. I'm on the inside. Come on. Ooh. Come on, get up there, power. Stand up for that. Ooh, dragging her foot pegs. Oh boy. Second. Force it down, make it a turn. Oh, high five. Oh boy. There's that turn that I blew last year. Jeez, that is still hard to make. Thanks, bud. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all your help.
And then what you do is you kind of back off a little bit and you see where you're at and you decide if you can start catching people, running them down, you know, trying to make up time on somebody, or if you're like really kind of spaced out, man, like you can't make up, you know, somebody's catching you by 30 seconds on stage 1, 2, and 3. You're not gonna start turning that around by trying harder for the rest of the race. We did 210 miles on race day, and I actually put over 13 gallons of gas through that bike just on race day in 210 miles. So for those of you who are math whizzes, that's less than 20 miles per gallon. So that's the kind of wide open throttle, just on the gas kind of riding we're doing here. Saw a little over 100 miles an hour, you know, which is pretty standard for these bikes here. The Scrambler starts running out of a little bit of air, or maybe it has a little bit of ECU throttle roll off. I don't know what that is, but one of the things I'll end up doing to this bike is getting a tune on it. I'm probably going to go Power Commander. I tried to do a tune on it and download it with Bluetooth, and I had some issues. So actually, Triumph over at Triumph of Harrisonburg, or Tyler over at Triumph of Harrisonburg, really helped me out there. He reflashed my bike for me and mounted all my race tires. You know, as far as race tires go, I'm running a Pirelli Rally on the front and a motoz Desert HT on the rear. They hook up pretty good. You know, one of my biggest gripes about this bike is actually the rear tire size. It's a 17-inch rear tire. And when you've got all that extra space from the rear swing arm, you know, it's a shame that Triumph didn't put an 18-inch rear on at least the XE, the Extreme version of the Scrambler. That way I can pick and choose a little bit more aggressive knobbies, and it gives you some better tire choices for doing things like this. But I understand that it's a street bike still, so I may lace up some tires one day because this is my personal bike. You know, I paid for it cash, so that's why I'm able to modify it and stuff like that. So as far as modifications go, I went to A&J Cycles and I got this little windscreen, but I also got the Free Spirits header, so it takes the cat out of the exhaust, which is right by your leg. So it takes a ton of heat out of the bike, and then I heat wrapped it, and then I only used one of the...
Oh yeah, I'm cooking these pants.
No plastic.
I'm cooking.
Is that you guys smell melting?
Yeah, I'm burning up.
Heat shields instead of the double stacked heat shields to try to save some room on that leg. Triumph Harrisonburg gave me a set of Tiger foot pegs for this bike, so they're on there. Arrow pipe on it, which is all opened up all the way completely. I've drilled the baffles out, which I don't think you're allowed to do for the DOT, as well as the header, but whatever. I'm in Jersey, so we don't have to worry about that. Other things is I have a race radiator in it, or radiator, as most people would say. I got that from Arts in Flemington. That thing is actually made by the same guy who makes all the radiators for the Indian Flat Track team. So that's a pretty serious name in the industry. Pulled the snorkel out of the intake. All these things will probably void your warranty, so I wouldn't recommend doing them, but the bike breathes way better. Really allowed me to put down some wide open stuff, man. You can hear it howling. It just makes it breathes that much easier, and it really wakes the bike up.
2, 1. How we do it, man. That was the best.
As far as the race goes, you know, I think this might be one of the best adventure bikes for this particular race. You're sitting down, you know, the bike's wide open, you're pushing on the handlebars, it's flat out, and you got this nice long extended wheelbase. The ground clearance isn't tremendous, but it's enough for everything. I never bottomed it out, but also at the same time, like, it keeps its center of gravity really low, and it's raked out, it's super stable. I mean, when you're watching the video and I'm having the big head swaps, like, that looks unstable, but that's actually the front plowing through things that would normally cross up and cause a big influence on some adventure bikes like the Tiger 800 would. You know, this thing has just got a ton of stability built into it, and man, it just plowed through everything. Super confidence inspiring. Really couldn't top that. So that's why I really like this bike for this particular event. You know, it's still an unconventional review in the way of, like, yeah, man, like, so wait, you're racing your adventure bike, and it's not an adventure bike, it's a naked adventure bike. It's not going to be that massive touring miler kind of bike that you want to travel the country on. I mean, people do it, but I'd even get a bigger windscreen, and yeah, sure, to turn into a more proper touring adventure bike, but that's not what I bought this bike for. I bought this bike to be just the coolest thing in the parking lot, and it is. Every time I park it somewhere, man, everybody loves it. They're like, dude, this thing is awesome. Like, look at this. And like, what year is it? And you tell them it's a 2019, and they can't believe it. So, okay, guys, so we are at service C, which is the third and final service. It's the long one, so I got a little bit of time to talk to you guys. But the Scrambler's doing really good. It's like hooking up really well. It's super predictable because it's got that 2-inch over rear swing arm. So I've got all this kind of like really nice long chassis to work with as this bike slides in these turns. Haven't had any stalls, no crashes on stage. Everything's been going really really good. One thing that's not going super great is my speed. I thought, you know, I was going to be able to pick up quite a bit of speed with the better rear tire and, you know, some of the modifications I've made to this bike and the handling. And while I've got the suspension all dialed in, and, you know, I'll get into the modifications to the bike later. You know, it didn't pick up that tremendous amount of speed out I was looking for, or, you know, that big, super big improvement, but I've gotten a very good improvement on speed. So I think what that just comes down to is just practice and spending time on the bike. You know, I don't have a ton of time or miles on this bike. I've only got 1,000 on it versus where my Tiger had 30. So I think that makes a big difference. But I've got 3 stages to go. Hopefully I can keep everything, you know, nice and tight and not have any crashes or any explosions or whatever else happens at these things. Keep the rims together, no rim dents yet, so that's rad. All right, I'll see you guys out there, and I'll catch up with you, you know, after. Go. One. Oh, bad start. Oh, real good. Down the third, down the second. Can we get it to turn? Try this other one. Ooh. Perfect. Slide in and out. There it is across the line. Woo! Oh man. Another Sandblast Rally done. Hell yeah. Really had an awesome time at the race. You know, I got to help out some friends. The guy who came in second, Matt Lynn.
12:26.
Well, it might be 12. I'm trying to think 12 something too.
You got 12:01.
Yeah, there you go.
I texted him and emailed him all my suspension settings because he didn't have time to come to the school, and I said, hey, do these things and it'll really help you out. So there's no like, oh, don't tell him how to do this or tell him how to do that.
Like, oh fuck. Just kind of like gassed it and leaned back. And I don't know how, I mean, everything bottomed out.
You know, and then with everybody's helping each other out when it comes time to do their time cards and their math. And
so 8:30, 6:30 plus 27. Oh God.
Oh God, math. Math for Marines. Did you do that one?
And, you know, support each other. People gave me gas. One of my buddies filled my bike up for me when I was trying to run around and get some things done. Everybody's there kind of helping each other. Another guy gave somebody else his whole rim and tire from a KTM Super Enduro to another one.
You making it past stage 1 this year?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. That would be nice.
He's got like 100 PSI in his rear tire, so it's not gonna come off the rim this time.
Just because he was losing knobs off his rear tire. So, you know, that's the kind of camaraderie that goes into this. And, you know, I got to do the school with Bill, with this guy Mike. He came out to actually hang out like at this race with me because he watched the race before. So that's like really cool when somebody says something to you like, hey man, I'm here because, you know, I watched your video and I thought I could do it.
If I get squirrely in the deep sand and, you know, Make sure I'm safe before you pass me. I don't want to wreck.
Yeah, I'll give you some space. You just don't even look in your rear view mirrors.
Okay.
Just do your own thing. I'll go right around you.
Okay.
You know, if, you know, I'm feeling a little positive that day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because anybody could do this race. Anybody could actually be a rally racer. I know I joke around and I say I'm a professional rally racer. And I mean, I don't know, technically am I? I don't get paid for it, but I do it. I do it a lot, and it's super cool, and I'm getting pretty good at it. So I don't know. What do you want me to say? Yeah, everybody could be a professional rally racer. You just got to put the time in. And then, you know, there was another guy with us, Dan. It was his first rally race. And we were doing all our times together, so we're keeping up with each other's times, and we're making sure we're checking in at the right time. And then he got a penalty for, you know, checking in at the wrong time. But it turns out that it wasn't the wrong time. And so, you know, I was right there with him. So I helped him fill out his inquiries, which you do at the end of the rally race when you get a penalty. And he ended up going from 3rd in the Dakar class to the 2nd place finisher at the Dakar class. So when you get to help people out like that, it's really cool. And just the mix of people you get to ride with. So I just want to say big thanks to Sandblast Rally for that. And I want to also take a minute to thank 2 of my other favorite Triumph dealerships. So there's 3. You know, the first one, and these are in no particular order, it's Triumph at Harrisonburg. My buddy Tyler down there. If you're down in Virginia and you need a Triumph or you need some work done, he's just the best, man. He's the sweetest guy, and he does so much for the community. There's Triumph Metuchen, which is actually where I bought this bike. It's also known as Cross Country Cycles. They're phenomenal dealership. They're really getting it. They're really helping out people that are doing things that are you know, unique. They sold me this bike when the chance came up, and they sealed everything up for me, and they put a set of tires on it, and I had it out like that next day at a endurance race. But you know, I had it as my pit bike, so I had the best pit bike there. Really cool. And then you know, lastly, Triumph Brooklyn. They've got some really great employees over there. Love those guys. You know, Brian, he's one of my favorite people. Adam's over there, and Ty's over there now. So, you know, you got a lot of people over there. Triumph Brooklyn, they put on a lot to support the community, and just a great group of people over there. So shout out to everybody at Triumph for all that support, and also Triumph North America, because they gave me a little support on this bike. You know, I had some things go wrong with it, and they straightened it right out for me, you know, or got me some parts that I might have broke. That's kind of what I did. I broke some parts. So they real quick got me sorted out. And that kind of support goes a long way. So thanks to everybody. And yeah, everybody involved. Even my dad who helped me set up my suspension. You know, that's kind of cool stuff. Whew, I'm tired. Rob, how's it going on the 500, man? You gotta talk into the mic.
What is that you're holding?
What, the cookie?
Oh no, the other thing.
The camera?
Yeah.
Rob, just talk to the camera.
How's it going on the 500?
Yeah.
Going real nice.
Real nice.
Real nice.
It's not going super great for the Scrambler. It's going okay. I'm just not, I thought I was going to be a lot faster, and it turns out I'm just a little bit faster. Suspension wise, it's way better. Actually, I think I'm a lot faster than I was on the Tiger, but like not a lot. I thought it was going to be a massive, I don't know. I haven't broken a rim yet.
No, the front end wants to kind of fall away on the inside of the turns. Yeah.
You know, on the big bike, you can't just whack it, right? You have to kind of push through it.
Okay.
You know, because if you whack it, you're just gonna light it up and spin you. So just when you feel it start to tuck like that, start throttling.
Yeah.
Remember the push, that's the manhandle, because when it tucks, it wants to fold the front, right?
Okay,
so
yeah,
you start doing it, you gotta force the wheel back straight as you're rolling throttle. It'll stand back up.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got to get a little faster. That was cool, man.
That was fucking crazy. I almost ate shit.
Oh boy. Stall her, but turn her back on. Come on, baby.
Dude, you gotta give me a chunk of that, man. I know where those came from.
Dude,
Where's mine?
Bill, you're not getting any of my cookie, bro.
How you doing, dude?
I think I drooled on that side.
All right. Get a little chunk, man.
It's not 11:32:30. It's 11:32:30 plus. Oh, that's when our transit gets there at 12:05. Yeah.
12:02:30.
Well, this math is hard, okay? I don't know if you know this, but I'm not an expert in math. That's our crew chief. She's got how many rally wins do you have under your belt now as a crew chief? 4 wins.
What are you worried about? I'm not worried about anything.
Every finish is a win.
That's right.
What about the year I didn't finish?
Is that 42 plus 44? It's 20, 17, 20, 18, 26? I guess.
It's a 6 there, so that'd be 26. Or
That's
26.
what I said, 1826.
Well, I'm just
I said that.
verifying. I'm
Oh, yeah.
checking for you, man, because you got out your pen to like double check and write it down to make sure you're verified.
Well, that's because I went to public school, man. 1826, please. Thank you so much for all your help, Amy.
You're welcome. Hope that video works out.
Are you filming me?
Yeah, cheers it.
Cheers. Another sandblast. Complete.
Woo!
I would like to thank personally our crew chief, Dana.
Woo!
She's a powerhouse at making sandwiches, making sure we're on time.
Wielding a mean fire extinguisher.
And she holds a fire extinguisher when we fill our gas tanks. Without her, we wouldn't have these finishes.
That's true.
Yearly cameo in the video. Come on, Honor.
Yeah.
Say what's up, man.
Hey,
How's it going?
are we on?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Sweet. Well, here with my buddy Steve. He's here with his buddy Anders. Sandblast has been effing awesome.